It's been a long time coming. 1 year. 1 year to the day that Radio is Magic Entertainment first went on air. Tonight is the night. The biggest show you will see all year for the last 2 years. And I got just one question. Are you ready? No! Live stream! I said, are you ready? Then, for the thousands in attendance, for the millions watching from the sun, let's get ready for Radio is Magic's 1 year anniversary special! And if you're not down with that, I got just 2 words for you. Why not?
Hello, everybody listening on the World Wide Web. I am DJ Sage, and this is a wonderful Friday, and you are listening to the 1 year anniversary show of Radio's Magic Entertainment. This show has been a long time coming, and we are super excited to reminisce about some of the awesome stuff that's happened over the year that we have been in existence. I have some of our favorite co-hosts and managers and staff and people that are awesome to help share in this wonderful occasion, and to celebrate Radio's Magic Entertainment, as it now is called, from birth to now. So, with me to celebrate, I have our resident Saiyan Prince, PonyVegeta.
Hello, mortals!
I have our favorite birdie, DJ Chickadee. DJ Chickadee. I have...
Aren't I on your left, technically?
Shut up.
Okay.
She is on my left, but right hand sounds better. I have one of our favorite Canadians, DJ Phantasia.
Everybody! 1 year! Woo!
And we have 7.
Whee!
I'm sorry, I couldn't come up with a clever little moniker to go before your name.
Not 8.
You don't need to. I'm just 7.
Okay, good.
It's epic enough already.
Alright.
He's about as useful as a chia pet, maybe?
Oh, this is me.
I'm sorry, no. That's the one I reserve for Pip when he's on air with me.
But chia pets make me happy. That's not useless. Right? Maybe?
Nope.
No. Anyway.
Chia pets are useful for making you happy and giving you something soft to pet.
And beating strangers in the head with for the hard part.
Also,
Maybe.
chia seeds can be eaten.
Yeah,
But
chia seeds are
a year ago,
supposedly very healthy for you. Anyway.
I was gonna go on like a heartfelt rant about how a year ago, Radio is Magic Entertainment, which was called Radio is Magic, was a bouncy baby that cried very loudly into the world of bronyism and began its epic journey into entertainment. And how it was amazing, and how I wish I could have been there for its birth. I'm sure the labor period was very long and difficult.
It was.
But now at 1 year old, Radio's Magic Entertainment is toddling around and beginning to speak into the highest echelon of bronyism, aka the Everfree Network and other such things. And it's amazing and awesome, and we are all happy to be here, and it's been a long journey that has been great. Great long journey, and I think I messed that up somewhere.
No, it was Chickadee.
Probably, but no one here's caring.
It was beautiful. Honestly, though, guys.
Don't lie to me.
Anyway, honestly, guys,
You
this
can tell
show
me Chickadee
has
was the most
been
awkward
a
speech you've ever
long time coming, like I said. Like Chickadee mentioned, we are 1 year old today. 1 year ago was the day that we had our groundbreaking show, our first show of Radio's Magic Entertainment, back when DJ Jack, who unfortunately isn't with us due to the fact that he's at work, the day that DJ Jack, he was hosting the show from his college radio station. It was all epic and new and exciting, and we were struggling to figure out how the heck we were supposed to do things. But it was fun and great, and we were all just so excited, and we still are, and we have grown so much from that point. And I am just realizing that I am, in this call, one of the oldest staff, well, oldest as in one of the ones who was here from the beginning. That is really weird. Oh my. But yeah. So
You've been there since the days that you had to nurse the radio station to life.
yeah,
And what
actually,
did
I
you-
joined pretty late, to be honest. I literally just saw a post on the forum about just this radio station. And I was like, oh, they've been planning for like a month. I'll just toss an idea in there and I'll support them when they go on the air. A week later, I get a message saying, hey, do you want to be a leader up for this thing? And I'm just like, what? And here I am now. Yeah. That's how it happened.
And you are an awesome leader at that.
I started out as part of the radio drama because Sage is like, we are desperate for female voices that can do
Yes.
female things. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I don't think I have a great voice. I'm not great at voice acting or anything, but I can make a Jigglypuff noise. Maybe.
Oh my
you
god,
guys are
please
just-
do that Jigglypuff voice. I thought you were so weird for that voice, but it's just so cute. Just do it. Yeah.
I rarely do that anymore, actually.
Seriously,
like,
that was-
I said that was my one voice talent. That's like the one I never do anymore.
Yeah, legitimately, like, her voice reel was just her talking, and then that voice came out, and all of us that listened to it, we were just like, what the heck is she doing? But we still let her in. And now she's here as a manager, and we love her to death, I hope.
Was it really that bad?
No, it was just very
It's
sudden.
not bad. It's amazing.
It was sudden. Because you were just talking like a normal person, and all of a sudden, Jigglypuff! And we're just like, huh?
Good.
Good
Oh, God.
times. Yeah.
Oh my. I think I had the most unusual start compared to anyone for this station because I'm pretty much the only person that had no form of interview whatsoever. It just kind of
You just kind of
Happened.
appeared one day.
literally no kidding. It's like I saw all this stuff for the Radio is Magic going on the forums back at Friendship is Magic like way back in the day, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool, but I don't listen to everyone. I never really actually listen to radio, so I wish them the best of luck. But I may or may not ever actually tune into it. So best of luck to them and all that. And then it's like it would be cool to do. And then I started coming up with ideas to do like my own anime style podcast every week, and DJ Jack caught wind of it. And because I was on the forums, he's like, hey, we do like stuff with brony artists and stuff on like the show we're going to be doing called To Magics. And, would you be up for an interview on the very first one to talk about this podcast? And I'm like, why? Well, why not? So, and
I hate to interrupt, but wasn't DJ Jack not called DJ Jack back then?
Yes, he
yeah,
was called
was-
Granny
He was
Smith.
called Granny Smith.
Gary Smith.
It was...
He was Granny Smith, yeah.
Yes, I actually was a little hesitant to talk to him because his name was Granny Smith. I was just like, this is a little bit weird, but okay, it's cool. Okay, but then I actually started talking to him in a call, and I was like, oh, you're a normal person. Okay, cool. Because, some people on the internet can be a little...
Oh, you're on your own person.
I was a bit frightened. I've had interesting experiences with people on the interwebs, but yeah.
Yes, you have.
And then there's you.
Then we found out that there are perfectly acceptable people that may seem a bit odd, but they're okay
Yeah, I love you.
and stuff. Oh, and I remember the first thing that ever happened to you, Vegeta, was that you were threatened to be cut and like
Oh,
physically
God.
harmed.
Yes. So it's like, okay, again, like my first time on the air, there was the user on Friendship is Magic who was an RP mod. I've been on the site since like the beginning of January, but I knew about this guy, but I'd never ever talked to him. I'd never had any interaction with him, and he was one of the co-hosts that night. You'll know him as, everyone here knows him now as Dusk Ironhook, but back then he was called Pinkie Pie. And I didn't know just how big into anime this guy was. And literally, he hadn't really said anything to me yet. We're about maybe 10 minutes into this show. And someone in the shout box asked me, what some of my favorite anime is. And before I even get anything out, he's like, if Infinite Revise is not on your list, I am going to knife you. I'm like, wait. This is my first interaction with you ever. Ever. And you're threatening to cut me?
I'm so glad you ended up staying.
And again, it was a fun show. I talked with Jack like last night about all this, and I'm like, you had no clue what you were getting into when you invited me on air, did you? And he's like, oh, I knew. I just wanted to get you on, and I just need to give you a taste. I'm like, you liar. You had no idea. You had no clue what you were in for. And it's literally, I was on 4 shows before I was ever actually invited to join. I wasn't even invited. I just kind of forced my way on.
Well, I mean, you just sort of naturally became a part of us. Like, you sort of just, like, osmosis your way.
Yeah, because it's like...
You moved through Radio's Magic by osmosis, and like, you just sort of like, yeah, there's no real forward operation to this. You just sort of, like, worked your way in because you were awesome, and that's what happened.
It's really not kidding, because a few weeks later, the shoutbox at FIM died. We had to use the one of the forum itself, like thread, for like the shoutbox for like 20 minutes, and like 20 minutes in, I forget what was said on air, but I remember I posted in the thread I would join your wolf pack herd of doom. It was something about ponies, wolves, and herds and stuff. Sage pointed it out, and Jack's all like, man, we don't have this big goofball on air. He's like, you know what, Vegeta, if you can hear this, jump in with us. Just let me know. And I'm like, wow, I'm being invited on air. And like, it was great. The next time, it was like the very next night, we read the first chapter of my fan fiction, Pony Ball Z on Showstoppers.
That was fun.
And then, yeah, weeks later, that this is like the big moment for me right here. This is when I knew, okay, I've got to get involved with this. It was Sage. It was this at the time. It was past the time where Jack had to stop hosting all the shows, and he was only on like 1 or 2 of them. We were already on Equestria Forever. It was just Sage, Kidutsu, and Zakura, who we've not heard in a while. Chickadee was becoming in way later. I forget what was said, but I started flailing about angrily in the shoutbox, and I said the only way to sate my anger was to bring me on.
And we
like,
did.
okay.
I remember that.
Like, wait,
I remember that.
you mean that actually worked? And then Nurse Redheart, a Pona at the time, started trying to get the idea going for a morning show. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm up in the morning anyway. I get off work at like 5:30 in the morning. I'd be perfect for this. So I'm like, hey, I'd be willing to help host these shows. And that was it. That was my entry into Radio is Magic Entertainment. There was no interview, no nothing. And I said, hey, I'll do that, and that was it.
You didn't really need an interview because we had already had you on air and we already knew you. You were already our friends. So we're like, you know what?
It just kind of happened.
You know, we already know you pretty well. We don't really need an interview for character witness or anything like that. I think we can trust you because you're an upstanding guy, and that's sort of how it went. Yeah.
We have a couple of things.
I don't even know how I went to on, but huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just saying we have a couple of things in the shoutbox because I asked the live stream shoutbox, how did you get started with RIM? How did you start listening? How did you join staff? And we have a couple.
The live stream just blew up.
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. So I'm just gonna read off some of these responses. T-Rex, who we haven't seen in a while. Hi, T. I love you. Anyway, T-Rex writes in that he started listening because he saw it in the shoutbox. Let's see, Blinky Pie writes in that he was a listener and became a brief voice actor for the radio drama, which ended up failing. I'm sorry about that. I love you. Sweetie Cake writes in, I started with RIME by seeing a need for reporters, and it was the summer, so I needed something to do. So I signed up, and then it went from there. And at some point, she joined the Magics with Chicky, and to be honest, she was afraid of everyone because they're so much older than her, but now she loves them. Oh, we love you too.
I love you.
Let's see, Pipsqueak writes in, I tried to be in the radio drama, but I was terrible. Oh, stop being so hard on yourself. So he tried to be a co-host.
He's always hard on himself.
And he is a lovely co-host. Yes, he is. Let's see. T-Rex continues writing in, I was thinking about applying for the show, but I didn't want to talk so much. I was a little hoarse. Lol, pun. That's funny. And, Veggie, when you were talking about the forum chat that we had to do for the show one time, they brought up the Skype chat. Does anyone remember the Skype chat we had as our shout
Oh,
box?
good lord.
Yeah, so this was the same time when our
that.
original shoutbox broke down. So we decided to open a Skype chat for anyone and everyone who wanted to possibly chat with us as we were on the air. So we had this massive Skype chat with all these people, and anyone who asked to be in basically got in. And we had to keep track of that, as well as our own Skype call and chat with our co-hosts and the live stream, and it was madness. There was so much spam. So much spam.
It's absolute madness. But it was because I think at the time things were happening. We originally started out with a symbiotic relationship. Actually, no. Sorry. Let me start over. We originally started out on a website called Friendship is Magic. And that was a forum where a lot of us frequented, including the big boss man himself, DJ Jack, who was masquerading around as Granny Smith, obviously. And he started Radio is Magic with some people from the forum who we teamed up with to, I think we broadcasted something like 4 days a week. We had shows Monday through Thursday. And I think that's what it began as. But at some point, Friendship is Magic just started having a lot of unreliability issues in terms of being up. And we did want to have a place for people to chat about the show in live time. And there was not really a place to do that on Friendship is Magic. So we had the Skype box. And eventually we moved over to the forum, equestriaforever.com. And I think at the time, DJ Jack became a roleplay mod. No, I'm sorry. He started out as pretty much the administrator, right? I can't even remember the roles.
Yeah, he started out as one of the main admins.
Yeah, he was one of the main admins of the site, and a lot of us sort of migrated over to the forum, and we had a symbiotic. We had, and we still kind of do have, a symbiotic relationship with equestriaforever.com. They gave us our own little chat box for the forum, so we could chat in live time. And they also gave us some forum sections, which I don't know if anybody does this anymore, but we used to make threads and have a peanut gallery where we would have people write suggestions, comments, questions, concerns, or post contest ideas or show ideas, etc., etc. We would communicate with our fan base, which was primarily at the time on equestriaforever.com, through that medium. And so that's yeah, I think
and actually now recently, I think it was just last month, they added a tab up on the top that leads straight to our website.
Yes.
So there's the what's new, there's the blogs, there's the forum index and arcade, and then there's a Radio is Magic tab that they just recently added.
Yep.
So that's up there too.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I so rarely visit the forums now. I just don't have as much time for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. A lot of us used to frequent the forums a lot more, but at the time, many of us were in college. A couple of us graduated. I know that myself and DJ Jack graduated from college this past year, and now we're actually looking for real jobs and all kinds of crazy stuff. So we don't have as much time to frequent the forums, especially with new projects going on in Radio is Magic Entertainment. So that's part of the story of the migration and everything. And I didn't mean to just tell that story, but I sort of did. So I hope that's okay.
No,
That's
that's
a
fine.
good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's history.
It was
and-
a necessary.
Yeah, and speaking of the websites, and Blinky Pie brought up in the shout box, it's true. And then now we came from kind of piggybacking off of other sites and struggling with all this stuff, and now we have our very own website, which kind of follows along your little metaphor, I suppose, Chickadee, about us being a little toddler. Now we are coming into our own. We have an identity. We have things and stuff and such. It is very, very cool, and it's really, really awesome, I think, to just think of how far we've come from those very, very first shows. It's just, it's so amazing, because I've been here since the beginning, and I sometimes I reel back and thinking how much we have grown and what we're doing and what we're accomplishing as a team. Yeah, words and stuff, but
I love what
Yeah.
Sweetie Cake just wrote in. She calls this the Great Migration.
it pretty much
Aha!
was.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what we were thinking of it as. The migration from Friendship is Magic to Equestria Forever was actually dubbed the Great Migration, God, I'm talking about it as like we're in a history textbook or something ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's good. It's good.
It is.
It's clear. It's clear. That's good.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'm one of the ones that can say this because I know that I officially joined the Radio is Magic team sometime in mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Is that about right?
Yeah, about mid-July, late July.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay.
on the
So
time I
I
was looking
joined
for
maybe
voice
like
actresses.
3 or 4 weeks after it began. So I know Sage, you've been around longer than I have, but I came not too long after you, maybe a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
So you and I are probably like the senior people we remember most of it from the very beginning. So that's sort of interesting. I remember we had issues trying to figure out how in the world we would have different people host the show. Because it used to be, gosh, can you imagine this, guys? It used to be that DJ Jack hosted every single show.
Yep.
And
Again,
if he couldn't host the show,
because
the
he
show wasn't
hosted it from
happening.
his college radio station thing because it was summer and he basically had free reign and he could do whatever the heck he wanted. But unfortunately, when school started again, they had to resume their regular broadcasting schedule, and that's when we had to go into figuring out how the heck are we going to broadcast now, and that's when we had to.
Remember Ustream?
Oh, God!
No,
I'm so glad
we don't
that's
speak of
over.
that. No.